Mr. Chairman, the presiding bishop of the Ghana Methodist Conference, meticulous members of the Mfantsipim Board of Governors, eminent guest speaker, respected guest of honor, the clergy, noble ministers of state, honorable members of parliament, Nananum, the regional director of education, government officials, the headmaster, zealous assistants of the headmaster, industrious members of staff, heads of invited schools, Ebusia Payne of the MOBA, and our reputable old boys, chairman of the Spondrin Year Groups, cherished parents and guardians, fellow sons of the land, remarkable ladies and gentlemen. This is our own Mfantsipim, a land of great men, a land where young and faint hearts are taught to envisage and see beyond every ounce of impossibility. Mfantsipim is, in essence, a brand that you cannot but love, a culture and a way of life that draws many together. Throughout these 145 years of blood, sweat, and tears, Mother Kwaboche still stands tall, towering prodigiously over all her compatriots. You are warmly welcome to this hill of greatness, or as the Greek would proficiently put it, Kalos irtate si aftonton lo fotu megaleo. Kwaboche mahoma kwaba. Today shall distinguish itself in the annals of Mfantsipim history. A day long awaited in the bosom of every gentleman of the land. A day which ushers out the ecstasy, euphoria, and coalescence of both old and young of Mfantsipim School. A day in commemoration of the 145th speech and prize-giving day of Mfantsipim School. As such, I, Master Stephen Osu, head boy for the 2021-2022 academic year, find it expedient to grace this occasion with an acatalectic and circumstantial chronology of the kaleidoscopic array of events that have taken place in the year under review. This I hope to do to the best of my adroitness. Mr. Chairman, posterity will hold me by the neck if I fail to introduce to you an indomitable army, 70 courageous gentlemen who stand with me in the Herculean task of leading a charge for a greater Mfantsipim. This has been so since the 18th of July this year. A leader is indeed one who knows the way and goes the way. You may now take your seats, gentlemen. Chaplaincy. Ladies and gentlemen, Mfantsipim School was built on sturdy Christian foundation, specifically of Methodist origin. It is therefore very conspicuous that the hopes of our founding fathers have not gone down the drain due to the unfailing sedulity of our school chaplain, the Very Reverend Dr. Philip Kojo Otri, who, along with the entire chaplaincy team, ensured that Sunday evening services were held consistently and an impeccable delivery of the Word of God was served during morning devotions. Also, the 10th anniversary of the Cantate Domino, an annual celebration of choral music, was held this year in the school's assembly hall, and the choir did not disappoint as they lit the place up with their euphonious voices. Under the tutelage of our conscientious school chaplain, 148 boys have been baptized into the faith. To Reverend and the entire chaplaincy team, I say, are you cool? Domestic. We believe, as it is most often put, cleanliness is next to godliness. The daily morning cleanups and weekly inspections have proved trenchant in our bid to keep the surroundings spick and span. The assistant headmistress domestic, in conjunction with senior housemasters, and mistresses, have worked their fingers to the bone and ensuring that the boys kept their various houses in fine fettle. A stumbling block we faced was with regards to the extremely late departure of boys from the domestic site. But with assistance from across board, measures have been put in place, and it is gradually becoming less of a menace. We definitely did not relent in our battle against COVID-19, as Veronica buckets and liquid soaps were all at the disposal of the boys 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Mr. Chairman, sanitation on campus still has a long way to go, as some unscrupulous boys throw rubbish indiscriminately, an explicit violation of our much cherished rule, don't pass by litter. Gentlemen, at this point in time, cleanliness is but our only option. So let us come together in this quest of ours to keep the school clean. Academic. I am highly elated, Mr. Chairman, to inform you that comportment during prep this year was unmatchable. This year also witnessed the birth of the Dawn Prep, an hour's worth of study to kickstart the day's activities. The Peer Teaching Council, PTC, a very fresh initiative from our predecessors, has slowly but surely established itself in the academic corridors of the school. With the analogy of the faithful eight as a yardstick, what the council does is to facilitate peer-to-peer learning to boost general academic performance. So far, the results have been spectacular. Mr. Chairman, the inevitable battle of every Form 3 boy, the West African Senior Secondary Certificate Examinations, was fought by the 2020-2021 batch of candidates from the 16th of August through to the 8th of October this year. We are still in anticipation of the exceptional results. Discipline. Mr. Chairman, this August gathering would forever be incomplete if I failed to make mention of discipline, a hallmark which has epitomized every one of Mfantsipim's successes. Under the auspices of the school administration, headed by Reverend Ebenezer K. Edu, as well as the prefects, measures are being put in place to establish this great fortress of ours the more. Progress has been steady, and we are looking forward to much brighter days. To the very fine gentlemen of this hill, discipline is an undisputed way of life. As such, let us all embrace this virtue. In fact, pay considerable attention to what King Solomon says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 25, verse 28, and I recapitulate it in Latin. Homo sine disciplina sicut civita distracta est sine mori. Meaning, a man without discipline is like a city broken down and without walls. Entertainment. Mr. Chairman, my colleague members of the brand can all attest to the fact that we miss our Saturday night blasts. Primarily due to the COVID-19 pandemic, entertainment had to be relegated to the background. However, we managed to let our hair down on Saturday nights with the introduction of enlightening news broadcasts by the Mfantsipim media team, as well as mock contests by the National Science and Math Quiz boys. We are therefore in fervent hope that everything would fall in place and permission be granted for us to relax our debilitated minds after an entire week of ups and downs. Dispensary. Health is indeed of great essence in Mfantsipim School. The dispensary committee battled non-stop, standing rugged amidst the awful tyranny of the COVID-19 pandemic. They had to ensure that the safety protocols were strictly adhered to and all prospective COVID-19 cases were quickly addressed. All these would have been mere castles in the air without the relentless commitment and supervision of Mr. Michael Edia, our senior housemaster in charge of dispensary, along with the entire dispensary committee. You have indeed been an epitome of this Spanish axiom. El compromiso es la base de los grandes logros. Meaning, commitment is the foundation for all great accomplishment. Clubs and societies. Education, Mr. Chairman, as Francis Ludwig Bartels reasoned, was about the formation of character rather than a mere transmission of knowledge. The mind was not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be ignited. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, clubs and societies still had to be put on hold for some time. However, certain clubs managed to undertake projects to the benefit of our great school. Notable amongst them was the naming of each of the laboratories in the science lab by the head of state award scheme. The League for Global Development, LGD, also took it upon themselves to paint the interior face of the classrooms at the Akwe-Badu block. I am of the strong conviction that we are all highly indebted to the coordinator for clubs and societies. To all executives of clubs and societies, be encouraged to work even harder. Sports. Our annual inter-house cross-campus competitions saw the unearthing of new talents, as well as prodigious improvement upon existing ones. This year's competitions were enthusiastically keen, but this time around, the Pickard Parker House managed to escape with the trophy. Keep up the good work, kinsmen. Our appetites have also been whet, given the news of the commissioning of an AstroTurf football field project, and we are in earnest expectation that it would be completed. Special events. This year saw a keen participation of our grade school in the National Science and Math Quiz competition. We are gleefully on our way to a treble, having already secured ourselves the honor of being called Central Regional Champions. In addition, the school attained first runner-up position in the Inter-Schools Public Speaking Competition, a methodical forage for Ghana's best orator. This year, we have successfully made it to the semi-final stage of the competition, so we plead that you vote massively for Mfantsipim School. Special appeal. Mr. Chairman, my predecessors have all realized their need. And according to Thomas Maslow's theory of needs, we cannot pursue higher needs until basic needs are fully met. Mfantsipim School is in dire need of a state-of-the-art assembly hall. This is due to the fact that space has become a necessity, given the unfortunate times we find ourselves in. We, the gallant sons of the land, will therefore be stupendously appreciative if this humble request of ours is granted. Just to show our gratitude in advance, kindly accept these neatly wrapped Portuguese words. Nós somos gratos por sua gentileza. Meaning, we are grateful for your benevolence. Conclusion. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, fellow sons of the land, the media, remarkable ladies and gentlemen, words cannot relay in articulate context the immense joy that percolates out of my heart for this opportunity to speak to you this morning. I am deeply convinced that my work here is done, having divulged the miscellany of events that have taken place over the past year. Thank you for your listenership. Medasi, Oyiwaladon, Akpenami. Ladies and gentlemen, Haile Selassie was way ahead of his time and imprinted his name in the halls of philosophy with this salient reasoning, and permit me to orate in Latinate lexicon. Per historias iorum qui id fecicient negligentia iorum que refie melior silent licentium acquitatis habitat quod fecit triumphus male. Meaning, throughout history, it has been the inactions of those who should have acted, the indifference of those who should have known better, and the silence of justice when it mattered most. This has made possible the triumph of evil. Mfantsipim is a brand, no doubt. But if this brand should remain, and if it should grow, then it would be on our shoulders. So let us all be courageous and address the problems around us. For there has never been a time in history where fear has been the solution. Long live Africa, long live Ghana, and long live the brand. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephen.